Cassiola, Savavic, Fisher, Cowden, and Duzio are in attendance. In addition, Township Engineer Dan Dowseroth, Solicitor Chris Volz, and our Planning Director Bruce Bosley. Would you please swear everybody in this testimony? Please stand and be sworn in if you plan to give testimony tonight. You know who you are. So how come wait and hold it? How come attorneys don't have to be sworn in? They can say anything.
We took an oath. We're already held to the oath. You can swear me in though if you like.
No, don't get it wrong. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Please raise your right hands. Each of you do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this class will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but so help you God.
I do. All right. It's a conditional use request by Crown Castle for a tower along Hahn Road. We're going to start with having Crown Castle give a presentation.
Yes, I'm Robert Bratcher. I'm the attorney for Crown Castle. In connection with the conditional use application, Crown was required to submit a narrative.
When you get close to the microphone, I know they can all hear. Could you just take it out?
Yeah. Okay, how's that? Okay. In connection with the conditional use application, Crown was required to submit a narrative. There were 18 items in the narrative. Actually, there are 17. One does not apply because it's a self-supporting tower rather than a tower with guide wires. So we have some oral testimony we'd like to put into the record that really covers some of the points along the narrative. So if nobody has any objection, what we'd like to do is present the oral testimony to you, and then we can go back through the narrative and we can go through the individual points on the narrative. If nobody has an objection to that.
Go ahead.
Okay. First person I'd like to call is Mike Turco. Mike, would you state your name for the record?
Michael Herka.
And how are you employed, Mike?
I'm a radio frequency engineer employed by Crown Castle.
And in connection with the proposed conditional use that this site is for, did you have a reason to examine the area within a quarter mile of the proposed site?
I did.
Did you find any alternative suitable structures as opposed to building a new site?
No, there weren't.
What is the height of the existing tower that this tower is intended to replace?
250 feet,
And what is the height of the proposed tower?
199 feet.
Is the 199 feet the minimum height that will be required to be able to send signals within the Crown network?
Yes, it is.
And why is that? Can you explain that to the board?
Yeah, and I could even,
Yeah, that Bruce.
That's the page that one.
so what we were looking at there are the existing towers that are in the area. The one to the far right with the star is the current 250-foot tower. And all of the different colors show the various signal levels from those sites. As you can see, basically the yellow is the signal level that will represent getting reliable signal within the house. And there's not a lot of overlap in between these sites. There's nothing nearby that would pick up that signal to serve the residents in that area. There's not a lot of overlap with the site to the northwest. And this site actually is lower in ground elevation and already 50 feet lower in tower height. So likely that signal will shrink some. So we'll even reduce the overlap with the site to the northwest. So any reduction in height and or ground elevation is going to reduce the footprint in that area. And As you can see, it covers, there's a lot of area that it covered that is not being picked up by any other sites in the area currently.
Okay, so 199 would be the minimum. To go lower would result in a degradation of the signal.
Yes, it would.
Does the board have any questions for Mr. Herco?
How many residents will be served by this specific tower?
That number I don't have. I mean, I can see the areas in which it would cover, which is heading south and all the way to West McMurray Road. To the east, it's going out to Shoreditch, and it's up to the north from Valuable Country Club, off to the west, and it's even shooting toward the Morganza Road. And I don't know the exact number of residents in that area.
Is it significantly more than the current tower, or less, or about the same?
I'm sorry, the proposed versus the current? The proposed is, there is some overlap. This study is the current, so this is showing what's being covered today. This footprint will likely shrink some, and I think because of the tower height and the ground elevation reduction, it just won't cover as large of a footprint, but again, the number of exact residents of that. Don't have that number.
I don't know if this is an answer, and I just don't remember, but why was it shrunk to begin with? Why did it go from 250 to 199?
That's the ordinance requirement.
I think that the determination was made that 199 would cover as opposed to 250. Obviously, it costs more to build a bigger tower, so the smaller the tower, economics work to get the same coverage roughly.
Bob, can I just add, I believe the height requirement in your ordinance is 200 feet. So we wanted to meet that ordinance requirement.
If there's nothing else for Mr. Herco, I'm going to call Jonathan Arrowwood. And Jonathan's going to speak to the issue surrounding section 12.12B5 of the zoning ordinance, which indicates that one of the reasons for building a new tower, in this case, which is going to be a replacement for an existing tower, is that a reasonable business arrangement cannot be obtained at the site that Crown is presently located at. Good evening, I'm Jonathan Arrowwood. I'm a director in the Crown Castle Portfolio Extension Program. Our program is dedicated to extending leases under all Crown towers. That's all we do, pretty much all day, every day. I have worked with Crown since 2007 in that capacity. And I would work, in a previous capacity, I was a land acquisition specialist, which that was my role. So this particular site was assigned to me in 2007 to attempt to negotiate an extension of the lease. It was worked on previous to that by other folks, and I have worked on it since 2007. Sorry. Can you summarize the negotiations that you've undertaken personally since 2007 up until the present time? Sure. So I brought notes, so you can see they are extensive. We keep notes in something we refer to as LRM, and so I've kept notes since 2007. I could give you a very long, detailed history, which would probably take more than an hour, but the short of it is, I attempted talking to the landowner starting in August or September of 2007. At that time, I proposed what would be a reasonable rate from a market perspective. The way we calculate what is reasonable is we look at the 10 closest Crown sites. We ask what are we paying there, look at other market comparables in the area, and we come up with what a reasonable rate is. Typically in our program, we're looking to extend leases very long term. We try to extend them 100 years if we can, but it would be atypical for us to extend something less than 20 years. And the reason for that is In our industry, long-term, being consistent at where you are, provides the location that the customers need, because they don't want to change their networks consistently. And it provides a sense of security to not only the customers, but the credit. So it's important for us to have long-term rental leases. So starting in 2007, I started negotiating to try to extend that lease. Initially was told, well, there's a development going on in this area, not sure what we want. The proposals have changed. So starting in 2007, we made a proposal to extend the lease, increase the rent, change other items on it. I was told no. Ultimately, we proceeded to 2008, where I was told by Mr. Sabatino that they could not extend the lease more than 10 years. At that time, he said the lowest rate they had on other towers was $15,000 per year. So I made a proposal to increase the rent to that amount, and then was told no. That was in January of 2008 when I was told no. Proceeding on to April of 2008, I was told, quote, would not even consider $1 million for the conversion to a permanent easement at the site. So often we will attempt to do a deal another way, creative, say rather than pay you lease rate, we will pay you a permanent, we'll pay you one time up front and get permanent easement for that. And I was told not even $1 million was enough to keep it there. Moving on to July of 2008, he responded asking me again about the market rate. And I told him it was far below $1 million. And moving into 2009, then it changed to the demands were $10,000 per month.
Excuse me 1 second. Chris, this is for relocation of an existing tower. Before they get all that in the record, is there any purpose in adding that kind of testimony in the record?
Well, I think they're just trying to cover all their bases, and one of our requirements for it is, since this will be technically a new tower, that they have to demonstrate that.
But I think if the application was for just a relocation of an existing one, they're not adding one to that area there. That's what
We can be more summary in our fashion. We're just trying to make sure we give you enough information. I think the essence of what we're trying to tell you is we've been negotiating with that landowner since 2007. And the one thing that I'm not sure if this has been delivered to Bruce or not, we have a copy of the lease and the First Amendment to the existing lease at that site. That site expired in 2014, April 30th of 2014. We're right now year to year at that site. So I think Jonathan could testify to the fact that the Crown cannot go indefinitely with a year-to-year lease where there's a situation where the landlord may suddenly say, listen, I'm not renewing it, you're out of here, you got less than a year to find an alternative. So that's where we are right now.
my position was though that kind of dollar is, it's really none of our business.
But correct me if I'm wrong, this was brought up because it was brought up previously that you had never negotiated with the current.
That's
The current
correct.
landowner had never heard a word from you.
Correct.
In the previous packet of emails we received.
And we have had a couple tentative agreements, and then the other side of the negotiations back up.
I think you can be more summary in what you're doing, but I do think that there is a purpose behind what you're saying. And I understand.
Okay, appreciate that. So Jonathan, would it be your testimony that to the present date, we have not been able to make what would be a reasonable business arrangement on reasonable parameters with the landowner? We have made every effort to be reasonable, and in fact gone past reasonable in an effort to do so, and have been unable to come to